Hi, this is Elsa P. here to talk about astrology and childhood. My son, he's 8 years old. He has Saturn conjunct his sun in Taurus, which is not the kind of thing you want to see in your kid's chart if you're an astrologer. It denotes a early, a difficult life, particularly a difficult childhood. And in my son's case, this is played. He's had no childhood at all because my daughter's ill. And because of this, she takes a lot of resources on all levels. And it leaves him to be just grown up from the, really from the time he was born, and this is his personality. So I wrote a couple of days ago about, he had this fear that he had been betrayed by me. He thought I had betrayed him. I did not betray him, but I thought I'd tell the story because it's such a perfect agony for this kid. And if you have Sun Saturn in your chart, you probably had similar experiences when you were young, and maybe this will validate that. Also, if you are the mother of a kid with Sun Saturn, perhaps it will make you more sensitive to how difficult it is for these kids. So anyway, my daughter's ill, and a couple of years ago she was in the hospital for about 30 days out of 45 days, and it was just so intense. She was fighting for her life, and my family was stressed beyond belief. I'm a single parent, and my son was falling through the cracks, and I knew this. And so I called a school, and I asked them, I told him he could use some support. And they called him into the office to put him in a counseling group, like a play group. And although he liked the group and he liked the counselor, he was just devastated that I had done this. It was like he was embarrassed to have a need. He didn't want anyone to think he couldn't handle his life or that he needed anything. He's just a man. And even he forgave me. He understood that I had his best interest in mind when I did it. He had me promise to never do that again. Don't ever call the counselor, and don't ever, and I did. I told him I understood how he felt, and I told him I would never do something like that, and just let him know if he ever wanted support, I'd get it for him. We've stuck to that over this last 2 years. So this year, he was talking to me about various things, and the problems he's having. He doesn't want me to contact his school. He doesn't want me to do anything. He just wants me to listen. So, which is difficult for me because I would like to step in and help my son, but he tells me just point blank that he wants to take care of his own life. He's just this is an 8-year-old. What are you going to do? But just continue to tell him that if he needs me, I'll be there. So what happened is something to do with my daughter. Unbeknownst to me, my son was called to the office to be interviewed. And so he's getting called to the office and he doesn't know why. And he's got a Scorpio Mars and he's pretty cagey. And they turned out they were disingenuous with him. They didn't tell him why, they think he's an 8-year-old. They're trying to protect him. So they didn't tell him why they had him in there. They just started, which is just beyond me, that to gain a kid's trust by lying to them. And my son's just not stupid. So they started talking to him. We have you here for this, and started asking him these innocuous questions, sort of like he's being grilled. Then they started asking him these other questions that are very personal. And he's sitting in there thinking, my mother, my mother got me in here again, and he doesn't want anyone to know the things that they're asking him. And here's the grueling, the worst part of it all. They were doing this with the door open. So the door's open, and in his mind, he doesn't want to be embarrassed in public. This is, Capricorn energy. And this poor kid's 8 years old thinking, my mother did this to me, and then trying to deal. And then he doesn't trust them. He's trying to, click, clack. He says, this isn't what, it's because they're there on false pretenses to ask him questions. So anyway, this poor kid handles the situation the best he can, and he decides that they can't be trusted. So what he does is lie through his teeth, absolutely lies. And then he comes home and tells me, what happened. Did you do this? He asked me. He didn't accuse me, and I didn't do it. But I just, I just wanted to tell the story of just how intense. If you can imagine, somebody who so wants to, he doesn't want negative attention. He doesn't want any attention. He doesn't want to be called to the principal's office or the counselor's office. He just wants to go get perfect grades and be left alone and blend in. And yet he's called to behave like an adult. So that's my story. This is Elsa P. at elsaelsa.com. See ya.